There's an ancient legend in the Mermaid tribe. Once the Mer-King forms a bond with a female, he would use his lifeblood to forge a king's pearl. This pearl doesn't just grant the bearer immense mental power. It can also guarantee the tribe 1,000 years of prosperity. Naturally, the females of the tribe went absolutely crazy over it. The previous owner of this body went as far as faking a healing ability, successfully winning the Mer-King's favor. But lies always catch up to you. When the Mer-King finally discovered her deceit, he was absolutely furious, exiling her to the freezing polar seas. And to make matters worse, a few jealous females took the chance to get their revenge. They whipped her back bloody with thorny seagrass, and pierced her shoulders with cruel iron chains. They even bribed the seal beastmen escorting her, to spread her terrible reputation all over the exile lands. Not a single sea beastman was willing to take her in. She was driven to the farthest, freezing icy shores of the sea. After suffering every kind of agony imaginable, the previous owner died in absolute torment. So, when Su Tang's consciousness suddenly awakened in this body, a bone-chilling cold and unbearable pain hit her all at once. Trembling, she pressed her hand against her terribly scarred chest. Suddenly, a mystical purple light burst from her palm. As the glowing energy flowed, those horrific wounds actually began to slowly heal. You see, in the world before her transmigration, she was a powerful witch living deep in the mountains. But just because of a single rumor calling witches the spawn of demons, she was tied to a wooden stake and brutally tortured with magic arrays. She was burned alive. Yet, by some crazy twist of fate, she was reborn right here. Right at that moment, an agonizing roar shattered Su Tang's thoughts. A gigantic orca was thrashing around, wailing in absolute agony. Its massive body was completely destroying all the plants in the area. The water instantly turned murky with sand and debris. The fish and shrimp swam away in absolute panic. In the blink of an eye, it was just Su Tang and this completely crazed sea beast left. Su Tang steadied her breathing. She decided she was going to face this huge guy head-on. She couldn't just let him keep wrecking the place. Looking like a beautiful ocean spirit, she swayed her tail, drawing a graceful arc through the water, and swam right up to the giant beast. Su Tang reached out her right hand. A tiny sliver of purple light slipped from her fingertips right into the orca's massive body. The light explored deep inside him, eventually flowing straight into the orca's mental sea. A thick, black corruption completely choked the orca's mind. Su Tang frowned in disgust. This must be it, she thought. The very thing driving this giant beast completely insane. Without a second thought, she gathered up all her newly recovered witch power and poured it straight into the orca's mind. The purple energy reacted instantly, like a starving beast spotting a delicious meal. It greedily devoured the dark corruption, munching away until every last drop of the filth was completely gone. And only then did it flow back into Su Tang, feeling her magic rush back with an incredibly rich, booming energy. Su Tang smiled, finally understanding how it worked. She gently stroked the orca's sleek, huge head. There, good boy, you're all better now. With his mind completely clear, the giant orca happily flicked his tail in pure bliss. He even let out these incredibly cute, high-pitched squeaks. As his hazy consciousness slowly returned, Bai Yu started to recall exactly how he ended up here. His mind had suddenly gone completely out of control today. So, to stop his crazed self from hurting anyone in his tribe, he deliberately swam all the way out here. He was just waiting to lose his mind completely, and then well, inevitably explode and die. But look at him now. Not only was he alive, but his severely corrupted mind was completely scrubbed clean. And he owed it all to the beautiful mermaid floating right in front of him. Wait, wasn't she the criminal mermaid exiled for trying to seduce and trick her king? Every single beastman in the freezing polar seas called her totally vicious and completely shameless. But she literally just saved my life, he thought. How could a female like her be so wicked? Meanwhile, Su Tang spoke softly. If you're feeling better now, you should head on home. If you wait too long, you might not be able to find your family. Over the past few decades, the spiritual seas of male beastmen have become extremely vulnerable to corruption. The higher their power level, the worse the corruption gets. And once that dark blight completely infects their spiritual sea, the beastman will lose control, falling into a violent frenzy until death. Bai Yu was incredibly gifted, reaching the 5th tier right after coming of age. But, of course, that meant his spiritual sea was decaying faster and faster. Bai Yu was just about to say something. When he looked up and saw the beautiful little mermaid, he was completely mesmerized. Wow, what a beautiful female, you need to leave now. I'm going back to sleep. Bye. With that, she turned and swam away without a second glance. Bai Yu stared gloomily at the little mermaid's fading silhouette. The big orca felt so left out. He watched until she completely disappeared from sight, then sluggishly swam back to his tribe. As he swam, he wondered how to tell his people that he'd finally found a way to completely purify their spiritual seas. But there was no way he was telling them who had cured him. Serves those guys right for talking trash about her before. Anyway, thanks to Bai Yu thrashing around yesterday, all the little fish and shrimp in the area had been scared off. Su Tang had no choice but to hunt in different waters. Schools of silver cod swam past in shimmering groups, making Su Tang practically drool. She locked eyes on a nice, plump one, but just as she was about to strike, a voice interrupted her. Oh my, if it isn't the little tramp who failed to seduce the Mermaid King and got banished out here. We couldn't figure out where you were hiding these past few days. What made you finally show your face today? 3 female sharks materialized right behind her. Their rows of razor-sharp teeth glinted menacingly, looking as if they were ready to tear Su Tang to shreds at any second. Su Tang kept her back to the sharks. I have no idea what you're talking about. If you're here to hunt, do it yourselves. She had absolutely no desire to stick around. She snatched up a cod and turned to leave, but the shark on the left yelled out to stop her. You think you can just walk away? Not so fast. Don't think that just because you're a female, I won't teach you a lesson. You might have acted all high and mighty back in the mermaid tribe. But now you're in the polar seas. If you want to survive out here, you'd better start sucking up to us. Su Tang froze in her tracks, her eyes flashing with ice-cold fury. Even if the original owner of this body had made a mistake, she had already paid the price. Besides, she had never even provoked them. What gave these beasts the right to try and lecture her? The female shark in the middle finally spoke up, a subtle, calculating gleam flickering in her small eyes. Oh, we don't mean any harm. We just want to be friends with you. That is if you're willing. Su Tang whipped around. Friends? Ru Kei and Ru Wan's faces instantly dropped. Sister, she doesn't deserve to be friends with us. Yeah, we don't want a friend like her. They couldn't understand why their older sister had suddenly flipped her attitude. After all, she was the one who told them this mermaid was absolutely rotten to the core. She'd explicitly told them never to be like her. Su Tang let out a cold scoff. It seems your sisters aren't exactly thrilled with me. Ru Yao discreetly shot a warning glance at Ru Kei and Ru Wan. My little sisters are just young and foolish, please don't mind them. I truly do want to be your friend. Being banished out here must have been so incredibly hard on you. If you'll accept my friendship, I can even introduce you to a nice beastman husband. Su Tang stared blankly as the female shark put on her little act. Obviously, she wasn't falling for such a pathetic trick. She was just curious about what this shark was really after. Su Tang's eyes flickered, and she spoke in a soft voice. I'm not looking to make any friends. My reputation is terrible, and I don't want to drag you girls down with me. But I'm honestly so touched that you'd even want to be friends. If there's ever anything you need help with, I'll definitely do what I can. Ru Yao hadn't actually wanted to be friends with her in the first place. Getting straight to the point was even better. I heard that the mermaids from your rainbow sea are amazing at weaving silk. I want you to weave a silk dress for me. Ru Yao had heard from the other female beastmen that mermaid silk was absolutely gorgeous. Her cousin had worn a dress made of it, and managed to marry 8 handsome beastmen at the treasure fair. Su Tang was completely dumbfounded. She stared blankly at the massive shark in front of her. Weave a dress? Weave a dress this huge? Then, a sudden image popped into her head. A gigantic shark squeezing into a sheer, flimsy silk dress. The image was so absurd, she didn't even dare to picture it. Realizing exactly what Su Tang was picturing, Ru Yao flushed with anger and snapped. It's for my human form. We beastmen all have human forms, you know. Didn't you know that? Su Tang blinked in surprise. Of course she knew beastmen could transform into humans. It was just that she still hadn't fully adjusted to this world yet, so her brain hadn't made the connection. She stared blankly at the 3 female sharks, not saying a single word. Unable to keep up the friendly act any longer, the angry shark dropped her gentle tone. Are you going to do me this favor or not? Ru Kei, who was always quick on her feet, thought about the upcoming treasure fair. Soon, all the beastmen in the ocean would be gathering there. It wasn't just a place to trade supplies. It was also the perfect chance for young males and females from every tribe to check each other out. They'd pair up and start families. Her sister was hoping to snag a few strong, capable beastmen at the fair. Now that she understood the great white shark's true motive, Su Tang instantly lost all interest. You've got the wrong girl. I've been lazy and useless since the day I was born. I don't know how to weave. Ru Yao stared at Su Tang in utter disbelief. How is that possible? I thought all mermaids knew how to weave. If you don't want to help me, just say so. Why the hell are you lying? Su Tang casually twirled a strand of hair around her finger. Mermaids who know how to weave hold a lot of power in our tribe. Why would someone like that get exiled out here? As Ru Yao was still trying to figure out if she was bluffing. Ru Wan, who had been dead silent this whole time, suddenly snapped like a possessed maniac. Well, since you're completely useless you might as well be my dinner. Ru Wan stared at Su Tang with pure greed. Such soft, delicate skin. She figured that if she devoured the mermaid, maybe she could become just as beautiful. Ru Wan's mind was racing. If she could be that gorgeous, she wouldn't even need mermaid silk at the treasure fair. She could easily bag the most elite beastman in the polar sea all on her own. Ignoring her 2 sisters' shocked gasps, her eyes burned with a chaotic fire, looking like a completely deranged cultist. Su Tang just stood there, cool and composed. She didn't even flinch. She calmly watched the great white shark lunge at her, while her fingers twitched slightly in the shadows. quietly gathering up her witch power. Right as the massive shark reached her, opening its huge jaws to swallow her whole, a mysterious force suddenly blasted right through Ru Wan's stomach. Ru Yao's eyes nearly bulged out of her head in sheer terror. What the hell are you doing? Stop. Stop it right now. Su Tang casually picked up the most tender chunk of meat from the shark's torn belly. She gave a faint, chilling smile. Oh, nothing much. I just don't feel like eating cod today. I kind of want to try some shark meat. Ru Yao stared at her in sheer terror, dropping a quick, "We won't let you get away with this." Then she grabbed Ru Kei and scuttled away in disgrace. Su Tang sat down on the snow-white block of ice, licking the fish oil off her slender white fingers. Ever since she was burned to death, she had gained the power of fire. I guess you could call it a blessing in disguise. A black vortex suddenly appeared on the calm surface of the sea, and a blue sea snake with round red spots slithered out. It took a bite right at the tip of her gorgeous purple tail. A tingling, numb itch spread from the bite. Before Su Tang could even react, she blacked out completely. The petite female mermaid lay on the icy shore with her eyes closed, while the thick, long sea snake coiled tightly around her body. It gave off an eerie, dangerous vibe. Looking at the sleeping little mermaid, Sanjay couldn't hide his satisfaction. The snake's head nuzzled affectionately into the crook of her neck, before he reluctantly uncoiled and slithered away. Right at that moment, massive orca breached the surface. Seeing the little mermaid asleep on the ice, he nudged her with his smooth, rounded head, crying out in a soft, childish voice. Su Tang, wake up. Bai Yu looked at the little mermaid who still wasn't waking up, a flash of worry crossing his eyes. The orca's smart little brain suddenly clicked, figuring out exactly what happened. It must be that damn sea snake. Sea snakes are venomous. What should I do? Should I take her back to the tribe and have the tribe's doctor look at her? Just as the orca was racking his brain, Su Tang groggily woke up from her hazy dream. The orca looked at her with pure joy. Su Tang, you're awake. You feel sick anywhere? Su Tang's foggy brain suddenly cleared up a lot. Wait, isn't this that crazy orca from before? What are you doing here? The giant orca stared at her in disbelief, letting out a pitiful, whiny cry. Is she chasing me away? Females are not cute at all today. Bai Yu seemed to remember something and asked, are you coming to the treasure hunt in a few days? Su Tang froze for a second, then answered, no way. Sounds like there'll be way too many beastmen there. She didn't like that one bit. Bai Yu tilted his smooth, rounded head, his hurt feelings practically spilling over. The little mermaid during the day isn't gentle at all. But out loud, he still asked, well, are you an adult yet? All adult sea beastmen have to go. Especially adult females who don't have a mate. They have to go to the treasure hunt to pick a husband. Su Tang, who was just about to lie back down, shot up like a rocket. Pick a husband? What do you mean pick a husband? Bai Yu patiently explained, you know, pick a beast husband. There aren't many beastmen in the polar seas, so there's a rule that female beastmen must take a husband at the treasure hunt, to help with breeding. So have you thought about who you want to pick? Su Tang looked up at the sky, utterly speechless. She had absolutely no idea this was a thing. And even if she did, she wouldn't want to pick anyone. She liked living all by herself. What kind of garbage rule is that? Su Tang looked like her soul had just left her body. What if, and I'm just saying what if? What if I just don't go? Then you'll be force matched with a bunch of husbands. And they'll all be the leftovers. Old, ugly male beastmen who hate taking baths. Su Tang squeezed her eyes shut, making one last, desperate attempt to resist. I'm an outsider, a foreign female. I shouldn't have to take part in this treasure hunt. So I don't need to take a mate, right? Bai Yu looked down at the little mermaid's stubbornly resistant face. No way. Foreign females have to join even more than the locals do. You have to take a beast husband and have cubs. Otherwise, those sea beastmen will definitely come and make trouble for you. They'll kick you right out of the polar sea. Su Tang was utterly speechless. Then she thought about the nasty rumors going around about her, and just how universally disliked she was right now. Su Tang curled her lip. Fine, I'll go then. If no males wanted to be her mate when the time came, well, they couldn't blame her for that. As the treasure hunt drew closer, more and more beastmen flocked to the glacial island. Many had already shifted into their human forms and come ashore. Su Tang asked lazily, is it really okay for you not to stick with your tribe? Bai Yu playfully did a backflip, his sleek, round head bobbing up and down in the water. I already told my mom and sister. I'll catch up with them once we're on the island. A beautiful, melodic beast chant grew clearer, carrying a heavy sense of ancient ritual. Su Tang shifted into her human form, her bare feet stepping onto the icy rocks. She stared down at her own 2 legs in curiosity. Ever since she crossed over to this world, she hadn't seen her legs once. Beside her, the giant orca also shifted into his human form. Su Tang stared at the literal, gorgeous guy stepping out of the water, seen in front of her, completely stunned. Isn't this way too revealing? She looked up and around. Almost all the beastmen were walking around wearing nothing but animal skin skirts. Well, it was the beast world. This was probably completely normal. Just get used to it. Just get used to it. Let's go, let's go. My mom and sister really want to meet you. Bai Yu waved happily at Su Tang. His eyes crinkled with an overflowing, radiant joy. Following Bai Yu's lead, she waded deeper into the crowd of beastmen. Quite a few people recognized him and wanted to say hi, but the moment they noticed Su Tang beside him, they froze. Their expressions shifted, some shocked, some surprised, and some full of outright disgust. Feeling their deeply uncomfortable stares burning into her, Su Tang pursed her lips in frustration. She was just about to find an excuse to slip away when, right at that moment, Bai Yu suddenly yelled out brightly toward the crowd, "Mom, sis." Bai Yu grabbed Su Tang's wrist and pulled her toward them. His gaze was full of absolute tenderness, and he couldn't stop the huge smile spreading across his face. "Come on, I'll introduce you to them. You must be Su Tang," Bai Pei said, looking at the female before her with clear satisfaction. Her boy Bai Yu might have refused to admit it, but how could a mother not see right through him? Bai Pei looked Su Tang up and down, letting out a heartfelt sigh. "You really are beautiful. The environment in the polar sea is incredibly harsh. You might have a hard time adjusting here. If you ever need anything at all, just come find me, alright?" Bai Yu mumbled in protest. "Hey, what about me?" There was no way he was going to let his little mermaid suffer. Bai Pei shot her troublesome son a helpless look. "Bai Qi, why don't you take Su Tang for a walk around? I need to have a word with Bai Yu." Seeing her cue, Bai Qi nodded. "Come with me," she said with a warm, gentle voice. Bai Qi didn't take Su Tang to the bustling trade market. Instead, she led her to a quiet, secluded spot. She patiently began to explain everything to her. "The treasure hunt hasn't officially started yet. These things on the ground aren't anything special. Just wait until the treasure hunt begins. If there's anything you want, don't hesitate to ask. Even though the polar sea is bitter and cold, it yields quite a few treasures every year. Speaking of which, it doesn't look like you brought much with you to the polar sea, did you?" Su Tang's eyes flickered, as an exiled female left here to fend for herself. Why would her tribe give her any supplies? Besides, it seemed the original owner of this body truly didn't have any belongings. She looked at Bai Qi hesitantly. "Well, if I do end up needing something, just consider it a loan. I'll pay you guys back later." A hint of surprise flashed across Bai Qi's gentle face, but he quickly followed it with an understanding smile. "You really don't need to act like such a stranger with me. Regarding my little brother, thank you." The sea breeze gently lifted Su Tang's hair. She reached up to tuck it behind her ear. "It's nothing." Her ethereal, melodic voice drifted across the waters with the wind. After being momentarily captivated by Su Tang's beauty, Bai Qi suddenly felt a wave of curiosity. How on earth did she end up exiled to the polar sea? Could any beastman really resist her charms and actually have the heart to exile her? Bai Qi casually steered the conversation. "Out of all my mother's children, only Bai Yu and I share the same beast father. Bai Yu is incredibly gifted. He reached tier 5 right after coming of age. Honestly, and don't laugh at me for saying this, I've always hoped Bai Yu would bring home a live-in wife. But it seems he has his own ideas now." He sighed, looking helpless over his grown-up little brother. Meanwhile, a nagging sense of dread slowly crept into Su Tang's heart. Sure enough, in the very next second, Bai Qi smoothly changed the subject. "Mother has already chosen me as the heir to the tribe. I hope that under my leadership, our tribe will only grow stronger." He then looked at Su Tang with absolute sincerity. "So would you be willing to join our tribe?" Su Tang looked at him, completely bewildered. "I'm not quite sure I follow you." Bai Qi gave a slight smile and calmly asked, "You know Bai Yu likes you, right?" Seeing the utter confusion on Su Tang's face, he realized that his little brother hadn't actually confessed his feelings to the female yet. "It's alright if you didn't know. As an adult female who hasn't taken a beast husband yet, you are bound to take a beast husband today. Bai Yu would be an excellent choice for you. He's pure-hearted and incredibly capable. But more importantly, he really likes you. As for my proposal, you should definitely give it some serious thought. Becoming a live-in wife for our giant whale tribe comes with a lot of prestige, you know." Bombarded by all this new information, it took Su Tang a good moment to process everything. Bai Yu liked her, and Bai Qi wanted her to join the giant whale tribe? Thinking of Bai Yu, Su Tang wasn't entirely against the idea. After all, ever since she arrived in this world, he was the first person to actually show her any kindness. If she had to choose Bai Yu as her beast husband, it wouldn't be so bad. But she really didn't want to join the giant whale tribe. Orcas were highly social creatures. And she most certainly was not. Compared to living in a massive group, Su Tang much preferred the solitary life of foraging on her own like she had been these past few days. Bai Qi noticed her distinct lack of enthusiasm. Ever the considerate one, he softly said, "Let's head back for now. The treasure hunt is about to begin." With that, he guided Su Tang back to where the giant whale tribe was gathered. The moment Bai Yu saw Su Tang approaching, his big, dark eyes instantly lit up. "Su Tang, how was your walk around? Did you find anything you liked?" Looking at the clingy, eager male beastman in front of her, a hint of a smile flashed across Su Tang's eyes. "It's pretty good. Haven't spotted anything you like yet?" Don't worry, the best stuff is always saved for last. If you see anything you like, just make sure to tell me. Bai Yu patted the heavy pouch of crystal coins at his waist, thrilled that his money finally had a place to be spent. He couldn't stop the corners of his mouth from curling up into a smile. Suddenly, a whale shark beastman stepped up onto the stone platform for this treasure hunt event. I'm sure everyone has brought plenty of good stuff, and our whale shark tribe has discovered a very special type of herb. It can actually purify your spiritual sea. We brought it here today specifically to share with all of you. As soon as he finished speaking, another beastman carefully brought up a single stalk of the herb. The emerald green ginseng looked completely ordinary on the outside, yet it seemed to radiate a mysterious, glowing aura. Seeing the shocked and awestruck expressions on the crowd's faces, the whale shark elder proudly introduced it. We've named it the Sea Spirit Ginseng. Each stalk is priced at 3,000 crystal coins. Before the treasure hunt comes to an end, I will be selling these Sea Spirit Ginsengs to everyone here. Meanwhile, down below the stage, Bai Chi was asking for Bai Pei's opinion. Let's buy a few stalks later to test out. Bai Yu's spiritual sea is already fully healed, so Sea Spirit Ginseng isn't exactly an urgent need for us anymore. Bai Pei wanted to wait and observe for a bit longer. Once the treasure hunt officially started, Su Tang stayed close by Bai Yu's side. She carefully browsed through the merchandise, occasionally stopping whenever a beautiful pearl caught her eye. Right at that moment, a malicious voice rang out from behind her. I finally found you. Su Tang recognized the somewhat familiar voice. She turned around with an icy expression, staring coldly at the female. Ah, you're that incredibly reckless, bulldozing great white shark from the other day. Rusui glared at her, absolutely furious. There was no way she could ever forget how this woman had murdered Ru Tong, all while wearing that innocent, harmless face. All the beastmen from our frenzied shark tribe are here today. You killed Ru Tong. I'm going to make you pay with your life. Don't you dare. Bai Yu swiftly pulled Su Tang safely behind his back. Rusui glared at Bai Yu, deep sense of dread flashing in her eyes. Just then, the beastmen of the frenzied shark tribe slowly started to close in. Pairs of fierce, bulging eyes locked hostilely onto Su Tang, looking like they were ready to strike at any second. Ready to avenge the precious female of their tribe, Su Tang hid safely behind Bai Yu's back. Bai Yu, is there any punishment for killing another beastman? Bai Yu stood firmly in front of Su Tang like a shield. The soft, cool touch on his arm suddenly snapped him out of his thoughts. He lowered his gaze, masking the dark, dangerous look in his eyes. The polar seas don't have any rules against beastmen killing each other. Hearing this, Su Tang breathed a sigh of relief. She didn't regret killing Ru Tong for a second. She just didn't want this whole mess to turn all the beastmen in the ocean against them. Over the past few days, the physical injuries on her body had completely healed. On top of that, her witchcraft had devoured the corruption inside Bai Yu's spiritual sea, converting it entirely into her own power. Her power was now even greater than before. Rusui pointed a trembling finger right at Su Tang. She screamed viciously, it's her. She's the one who murdered Ru Tong. As soon as the words left her mouth, the surrounding beastmen lunged forward, ready to rip Su Tang to shreds. How dare this filthy outsider kill one of our precious females? Kill her. Avenge Ru Tong. The shark beastman roared, screaming for Ru Tong's revenge. Suddenly, a violent gust of wind blasted through the crowd. 3 sharp blades of wind slashed ruthlessly across the shoulders of the beastman who had just spoken. Bai Yu casually summoned a wind blade in his right hand, raising a cold, mocking brow. He stared at them as if they were already dead. Do you have a death wish? Bai Yu, what on earth are you doing? Ru Yao demanded in disbelief, her eyes completely locked onto him. Our tribes go way back, there's no need to make enemies over something so petty, is there? No wonder Su Tang refused to make her a mermaid silk dress. That little tramp was just scheming to hook up with Bai Yu. But Bai Yu was the beast husband she had claimed first. Bai Yu could feel her sickening, obsessive gaze on him. A flash of pure disgust crossed his eyes, and he subtly shifted closer to Su Tang. I don't even know you. Don't act like we're close. He knew who she was, of course. The polar seas weren't exactly huge, but he absolutely despised this female. She was always making up pathetic excuses to come to his tribe and harass him. If his mother hadn't strictly forbidden them from harming others, since their population in the polar seas was already so small, he would have swallowed this annoying female whole a long time ago. A spark of furious resentment flashed in Ru Yao's eyes, yet she forced out a desperate smile. I've already worked everything out with your sister's beast husband. Marry me. I'm even willing to marry into your giant whale tribe as a live-in wife. Bai Yu stared at her like she had lost her mind. What the hell are you babbling about? He carefully lowered his head, his handsome face suddenly filled with panic and grievance. Terrified that she might misunderstand him. Tang, please, you can't believe a word she says. Su Tang gave a soft, reassuring hum in response. She peeked out from behind his broad back, one delicate eyebrow raised playfully. Her eyes sparked with defiance. So you demanded my mermaid silk just to impress Bai Yu? What a shame. I've already chosen him to be my beast husband. Looks like you'll just have to settle for someone else. Bai Yu felt like his brain was going to short-circuit. What did his little mermaid just say? She chose him as her mate? He pinched his arm hard. Ouch. It was real. He wasn't dreaming. Ru Yao gritted her teeth so hard they nearly cracked. Her eyes practically begging as she stared at Bai Yu. Bai Yu, are you seriously going to be her mate? Don't forget, your sister still needs you. That is enough. Bai Yu cut her off with a freezing glare. But in the next second, his expression completely softened. His normally wild, untamed eyes were absolutely glowing with joy. Tang, did you really mean what you just said? Are you actually choosing me to be your beast husband? Su Tang's lips curled into a sweet smile. She lifted her beautiful eyes, gazing right into his. I meant every word. Oh my god, Tang had actually taken the initiative to claim him. Bai Yu was so incredibly happy he could literally pick her up and spin her around in circles. Ru Yao glared at them, her face twisting into something incredibly dark and ugly. Bai Yu was the mate she had waited for so long. She wasn't going to just give up. Ru Sui scoffed with biting sarcasm. Well, big sister looks like he won't be your beast husband after all. Ru Tong is dead, and you couldn't care less. Instead, you spend all your time throwing yourself at men. Now you've failed to get a mate, too. I'm afraid you're going to lose the chief's election to me. A vicious glint flashed across Ru Yao's eyes. No, she was not going to lose. Suddenly, a memory flashed in her mind. The moment Su Tang had ruthlessly killed Ru Tong. How exactly did a fragile little mermaid rip a great white shark wide open? Females didn't have innate powers. A female could only awaken powers by sharing them with her beast husband after they mated. As the realization hit her, Ru Yao shrieked at Bai Yu in psychotic excitement. Bai Yu, she is playing you. She used supernatural powers. She's already mated to someone else. Su Tang dangerously narrowed her eyes. The panic in her eyes flashed and disappeared. I have no idea what you're talking about. Ru Yao glared at her furiously. What a despicable, criminal female. To think you don't even have the guts to admit it. She turned around, shaking Ru Sui's arm fiercely. You saw it that day too. She summoned something out of nowhere and completely gutted Ru Tong. Right? Ru Sui stammered. I was too far away at the time. I didn't see it clearly. I just remember that in the blink of an eye, Ru Tong was dead. Seeing that Ru Sui wasn't backing her up, Ru Yao completely lost her mind. Say something. She does have powers. She already took a beast husband, but she's pretending to be an unwed female. She's a massive fraud. Bai Yu can't marry her. Ru Sui frowned, pulled away from Ru Yao's violently shaking hands, and fell silent. Seeing this, Su Tang gave a faint smile. Her amethyst eyes flashed with a cold gleam. It seems, your sister isn't willing to help you lie. Ru Yao was absolutely infuriated by Su Tang's smug smile. Boiling with hatred, she lunged at Su Tang, trying to force her into using her powers. But before she could even get close, a sudden gust of wind violently swept her up into the air and slammed her hard onto the ground. Bai Yu looked at her with extreme impatience. Are you done throwing a fit? Don't think just because you're a female, you can do whatever the hell you want. He turned his head, and immediately softened his voice to comfort Su Tang. Tang, don't be afraid. Let's go. Bai Yu gently took Su Tang's small hand in his. Holding that soft, delicate hand, his heart filled with an overwhelming sweetness. His mood instantly brightened up. Behind them, Ru Sui rushed over to help up Ru Yao, who was groaning in pain on the icy ground. Bai Yu led Su Tang to the other side of the polar island. There were plenty of beastmen setting up stalls and trading here too. It was only then that Bai Yu realized just how intimate their posture was. Are you really choosing me to be your beast husband? Bai Yu lowered his head, asking with uncertainty. The beautiful little fairy who had saved him that day was actually offering to be his wife. Su Tang tilted her head slightly. Yes, but Bai Yu was just about to jump for joy, but hearing her deliberate pause, he instantly got anxious and eagerly chased after her words. But what? Su Tang looked at him with an unreadable expression. Testing the waters. I absolutely refuse to be a live-in wife. I don't like living in a tribe, so there's no way I'm staying with you in the giant whale tribe. Bai Yu froze in stunned silence, totally bewildered as he scratched the hair behind his ear. Females were incredibly precious. Marrying into a male's tribe hadn't been a thing for a very long time. And he definitely never expected Su Tang to do that either. Since Su Tang didn't belong to a tribe right now, he had already been thinking about finding a nice patch of ocean where they could live together. Really? Su Tang looked momentarily surprised, as if she had just realized something. Then, she broke into a sudden smile, looking up and blinking her beautiful eyes. You really never expected that? Yeah, wherever you want to live, I'll go and live right there with you. Su Tang straightened up, giving a seemingly satisfied nod. Alright then. Bai Yu's heart was pounding wildly. His gaze fell on the shells adorning the little mermaid's chest. Tang, is there any jewelry you like? You know, at the treasure hunt, once a male and female beastman fall for each other. If the male gives the female a piece of jewelry, and she accepts it, it means they're officially engaged. Su Tang thought of the necklace Ru Yao wore. I want a big, perfectly round pearl. The kind I can wear right around my neck. Back in her past life as a shrine maiden, she was always so poor. She never had the chance to own any jewelry of her own. Those pearls were just so round and radiant she had fallen in love with them at first sight. Bai Yu raised an eyebrow, flashing his sharp little canine teeth in a grin. Alright, the most beautiful and rarest pearls in the polar seas are the black pearls made by the black butterfly shell beastmen. Bai Yu scanned the area, and quickly spotted one not too far away. He led Su Tang over. After a quick word with the vendor, the black butterfly shell beastman took a quiet look at Su Tang. He untied a hide pouch from his waist and handed it over to her. Take your time picking one out, he said. Su Tang cradled the heavy bag of pearls in her hands, terrified that she might accidentally spill them everywhere. Her beautiful purple eyes darted around. She pointed to a nearby rock. I'll go sit over there and pick one out. It was her first time seeing so many gorgeous pearls. She stared at them without even blinking. Wow, this one is huge. See anything you like? Bai Yu leaned in to ask. Su Tang kept her eyes glued to the pearls. Completely dazzled, she just couldn't pick a favorite, so she looked up at him pleadingly. Can you just let me pick a little while longer? Please? Hearing her sweet voice, Bai Yu's heart practically melted into a puddle. He quickly did the math in his head, then walked over to the black butterfly shell beastman. Can I just buy the whole bag? The beastman stared at him in sheer disbelief. His jaw practically hit the floor. The whole bag? Finally, they'd have enough for their tribe's sea spirit ginseng. The vendor stared at Bai Yu, his eyes shining with pure excitement. He almost screamed out loud, terrified that Bai Yu might change his mind. He hastily blurted out, yes, absolutely, just give us 1,000 crystal coins, and they're all yours. Bai Yu weighed the pouch tied to his hide skirt in his hand. He had just over 1,000 on him. After thinking for a second, he just handed the whole thing over to the beastman. Could you string these together to make a little pearl top for her? Make sure to use the prettiest ones. And if there are any left over, string them into a necklace too. You got it. The beastman eagerly counted out the crystal coins, and instantly beamed with joy. Thanks a lot, man. With these coins, our tribe can finally go buy that sea spirit ginseng. Good luck getting it, Bai Yu said, lowering his eyes in disinterest. But when he saw Su Tang standing so obediently to the side, his sharp features instantly softened into a tender gaze. How could any sea spirit ginseng ever compare to his precious little mermaid? Bai Yu, I finally picked one. Su Tang skipped over to him happily, holding up a single pearl. Well, they're all yours now. Bai Yu took the bag of pearls he had just bought and brought them over to her. I bought the whole lot. Let's just say these pearls are my dowry to you. How does that sound? Su Tang's hand froze. The cool, smooth pearls suddenly felt like they were burning in her palm. For the very first time, the realization that Bai Yu truly loved her hit her with overwhelming clarity. Tears of joy filled her eyes as she looked up at him. 1,000 words simply melted down into a single, breathless answer. Yes. But sadly, that touching, romantic mood only lasted for a split second, when it was shattered by an arrogant, overbearing voice. I want to buy pearls. Bring me your best pearls. A male whale shark beastman swaggered over. He had 2 male beastman lackeys trailing behind him, looking every bit the spoiled, pampered young master. But the pearls are already sold out. The black pearl oyster beastman looked at the newcomer, trembling so hard from nerves that he kept his head buried low, completely terrified to look the whale shark beastman in the eye. Xianxia tipped his chin up high, glaring at him with displeasure. Sold out? Why yes, I sold them all to him. The oyster beastman weakly raised a trembling hand, pointing right at Bai Yu and Su Tang. Xianxia's face darkened as he shifted his gaze to Bai Yu. Oh, just barely an adult, and you already know how to buy pearls to suck up to a female? But, Bai Yu, your taste is absolutely terrible. Letting a useless piece of trash with nothing but a pretty face be your mate? Su Tang's mind went blank for a second. Wait, did he just compliment her looks? She quietly sized up the strange beastman. What a rotten temper. He was clearly looking for trouble. Su Tang decided to hold back and assess the situation first. Bai Yu ground his fangs, ready to lunge forward and tear into Xianxia. Ever since they were kids, Xianxia had always treated him as his sworn enemy, constantly trying to one-up him. Honestly, anything else, he could have just brushed off. But Xianxia crossed a massive line the second he dragged Tang into this. Xianxia eyed the handfuls of pearls in Su Tang's grasp. I'll be taking those pearls. Like an exiled criminal female even deserves such fine things. Su Tang's brows knitted together. Sharp, icy glint flashed across her amethyst eyes. What did you just say? She forced her eyes shut, restraining herself as magical energy slowly began to gather at her fingertips. If this suicidal beastman dared to make a single move, she really wouldn't mind having another dead beast on her hands. Xianxia spat on the ground. How could this piece of trash female make me feel? He could actually sense the danger radiating off her. Shrinking back like a coward, he quickly shifted his gaze back to Bai Yu, and demanded harshly, Bai Yu, are you seriously going to stand against me? You're the one picking a fight with me. Bai Yu replied, his voice ice cold. Shi Chong desperately wanted to teach them a lesson, but he knew damn well he couldn't beat Bai Yu in a fight. Not wanting to humiliate himself today of all days, he could only point a furious finger at him. Fine, Bai Yu, you just wait, I'm going to make you regret this. With that, Shi Chong stormed off with his 2 lackeys. The oyster beast man, who hadn't dared to breathe a word until now, started sighing over and over again, his face completely pale and utterly defeated. I really hope he doesn't hold a grudge against me for this. He looked up at Su Tang and Bai Yu in total despair. Just take the pearls and get out of here. I sold them to you. So please don't make this any harder for me. Su Tang looked at him in total confusion, seeing his utterly lifeless expression. What do you mean by that? The oyster beast man looked at the bewildered Su Tang, dropping his head low. Shi Chong, he muttered to her, is the younger brother of the whale shark tribe's leader. If we offend him, I'm terrified the whale shark tribe won't be willing to sell us any sea spirit ginseng anymore. Giant whale tribe were the absolute tyrants of the polar seas. A weak little black pearl oyster beast man couldn't afford to offend a single soul. All he could do was pray in his heart that they'd have mercy on him. The poor beast man suddenly seemed to lose all his color. Even his black pearls looked totally dull. Seeing this, Su Tang's heart gave a painful, sympathetic squeeze. Her bright purple eyes dimmed. She looked at the black butterfly beast man, full of regret. I'm so sorry, she said sincerely. I didn't know about all this. If you ever need my help with anything in the future, please don't hesitate to find me. The black butterfly beast man just took it as empty politeness. He gave a casual sure, but muttered to himself. What could an exiled criminal female in the polar seas possibly do to help him? The treasure hunt was more than halfway done. The island was now filled with quite a few beastmen getting cozy with each other. Pei and Ziqi watched as Su Tang and Bai Yu walked over, carrying a bag of pearls. They shared a knowing smile. Around them, the beastmen were chatting excitedly. Up on the stage, the whale shark elder took his place. Alright, it's time for the sea spirit ginseng sale. Tribes, get your crystal coins ready. We will hand out the ginseng based on your bids. Several tribes immediately started shouting out their offers. The whale shark elder directed his beastmen to start handing them out. Looking just like little green radishes, the sea spirit ginseng was gradually distributed to the different tribes. The beastmen stared curiously at this treasure that was rumored to completely cleanse the spiritual sea. We bid 500 crystal coins. Pei called out. We'll take 5 for the great whale tribe. The whale shark elder was just about to have his men take 5 sea spirit ginseng over to the great whale tribe, when a familiar voice interrupted him. No. A stunning, cold-faced female stepped onto the stone platform. She glared fiercely in the direction of the great whale tribe. We are not selling any sea spirit ginseng to the great whale tribe. This ginseng belongs to us. We'll sell it to whoever we damn well please, and we won't sell it to whoever we don't want to. Hearing this, Pei's face instantly darkened. She didn't really care about some fancy ginseng, but no beastman in the polar seas had ever dared to disrespect her like this. Her expression grew stern, yet she remained perfectly composed. Chief Shiji is certainly free to refuse us. I just hope you can hold on to such precious goods forever. It would be a real shame if they were suddenly robbed or stolen away. I wonder if Chief Shiji will still act so tough when that day comes. Shiji's eyes grew dark. Chief C is indeed incredibly powerful, but you should remember that you are horribly outnumbered here. The atmosphere on the island grew incredibly tense. It was so heavy that the crowd only dared to whisper, terrified of being caught in the crossfire of a war between big shots. Seeing Pei being put on the spot, Su Tang's heart sank inexplicably. She met Shiji's arrogant stare with a look of pure determination. If you want to purify a tainted spiritual sea, there's actually another kind of treasure besides the sea spirit ginseng. Shiji sneered at her dismissively, as if she'd just heard the funniest joke in the world. If you really knew about such a treasure, would you still have been kicked out by the mermaid tribe? Su Tang lowered her gaze. She replied in a calm, steady voice, if you don't believe me, you are more than welcome to let me prove it. Shiji's eyes turned to ice. She scoffed, a mocking smirk on her face. You won't even tell us what this so-called treasure is. How the hell are we supposed to believe you? Why aren't you answering me? What exactly is it, huh? Or are you still trying to make up a lie on the spot? Su Tang simply looked out at the crowds of beastmen gathered around. Her gaze briefly lingered on the black butterfly beastman standing in the furthest corner. Her voice was gentle, yet it commanded absolute belief. If any beastmen who couldn't buy the sea spirit ginseng are willing to trust me, you can come to me. I will purify your spiritual sea. Shiji shot her a venomous glare. Oh, is that right? Then starting right now, I'll lay down another rule right now. Any beastman who wants to buy sea spirit ginseng is forbidden from seeking out this mermaid. And anyone who goes to her can forget about buying sea spirit ginseng from our whale shark clan ever again. Our mad shark tribe will lead by example. From now on, we will only use the sea spirit ginseng provided by the whale shark clan. As for anyone foolish enough to believe this criminal female and goes to her to purify their spiritual sea, we'll be making an enemy of our mad shark tribe. Ru Yao's face was full of deep disapproval. She shouted anxiously to stop her. Rusui, don't. Ever since she was little, her intuition had been sharper than ordinary beastmen. And right now she felt a terrifying sense of unease. That mermaid is definitely not as simple as she looks. Besides, if Bai Yu really mates with her, then she'll become a rank 5 female too. Rusui turned her head back. She gave Ru Yao a silent, chilling look. The tragic, gruesome image of Ru Tong's death flashed through her mind. Sister, if you won't avenge Ru Tong then I will. She glared at Su Tang with absolute hatred, and spat. This criminal killed my little sister, Ru Tong. From this moment on she is the sworn enemy of our mad shark tribe. She locked her deadly gaze onto Su Tang, letting her know that this was far from over. Countless hostile stares, sharp as knives, pierced viciously into Su Tang. I can't believe she killed a precious, unwed female. That's just too vicious. No wonder the Mermaid King banished her to this place. Not a single word out of a female like her is true. Thank goodness we didn't listen to her earlier. The girl had just been forced to agree to take a beast husband only to be told she had to choose yet another mate from among them. Otherwise, they would swap her handsome mate for an old, ugly male. And banish her from the tribe entirely. Let's rewind the clock to 1 hour ago. Shiji stood high upon the stone platform, coldly announcing the new trading rules for the sea spirit ginseng. Ru Luo glared fiercely at Su Tang, her eyes burning with a deep, bone-chilling hatred. This criminal female murdered my little sister, Ru Tong. From now on, she is the enemy of the mad shark tribe. As her words fell, countless hostile stares, sharp as knives, pierced right through Su Tang. Tang Tang, don't be afraid. A clear, gentle voice brushed against Su Tang's ear. The dark gloom clouding her mind instantly melted away. She looked up, her gaze meeting Bai Yu's eyes, which were brimming with concern. Facing the harsh condemnation of the crowd, this was the very first time someone had stood firmly by her side. Bai Yu reached out, wanting nothing more than to pull her fragile body into his arms. But, mindful that the current setting was inappropriate, he simply gazed deeply at Su Tang. Tang Tang, I believe you. I know you didn't lie to anyone. Bai Pei and Bai Qi also looked at her with deep concern. Su Tang, we believe you too. The fact that Bai Yu can stand here perfectly fine right now proves it. No one knows this female's true abilities better than us. For the first time, the isolated priestess received so much genuine, heartfelt care. And it was in this very moment she finally understood that she hadn't done anything wrong. Bai Pei gave a soft smile. She took 2 confident steps toward the stone platform. From this day forward, our whale giant tribe will absolutely never use the whale shark clan's sea spirit ginseng. My son, Bai Yu, is now engaged to Su Tang. If anyone dares to lay a finger on Su Tang, you will be making a direct enemy of the whale giant tribe. Bai Pei delivered these words with a warm smile, but her eyes swept over Shiji and Ru Sui on the platform with an icy warning. Ru Sui stared at Bai Pei in absolute shock, a flicker of pure fear trembling in her eyes. The whale giant tribe was blatantly going against her. Shiji looked down from the platform at Su Tang, whose petite figure stood there with her head bowed in silence. She let out a smug, victorious laugh. Trying to drive a wedge between this criminal female and the whale giant tribe? Ha, that'll be entirely too easy. Shiji glared maliciously at the fragile little mermaid female. Did this mermaid really only choose Bai Yu as her beast husband? Well, that simply won't do. Today, she must choose at least 2 beast husbands. Su Tang lifted her head, her eyes full of caution. Why? Her flat tone was laced with the anger of being backed into a corner. Why? Because you killed a precious, unmarried female. The polar seas already have way too many males and far too few females. Do you have any idea how many male beastmen never even get to mate? Since you killed her, you have to take on more beast husbands. You need to bear the next generation for our polar seas to wash away your sins. What kind of bullshit reason is that? Su Tang stared at Shiji in utter disbelief. She let her gaze sweep over the crowd of beastmen. Right now, other than Bai Yu, there shouldn't be a single male beastman crazy enough to want to be her husband, right? So, is anyone actually willing to be my beast husband? I didn't think so. Before Su Tang could even finish her sarcastic remark, a voice rang out from behind her. I am. Someone leapt down from the jagged ice wall. It was an incredibly handsome, icy-looking beastman. Hello, my name is Yun Li. I am an ice snow bear beastman. Su Tang stared at Yun Li in absolute shock as a quick fact about ice snow bears flashed through her mind. The ice snow bear, the only amphibious, fluffy creature in the entire ocean world. But she didn't even know him, did she? Suddenly declaring he wanted to be her husband, that was pretty damn forward. Shiji narrowed her eyes, her tone turning vicious. Yun Li, you want to be her beast husband? Shiji had set her sights on Yun Li a long time ago. She had even fantasized about joining him to help repopulate the endangered ice snow bear clan. Right after she came of age, she had earnestly proposed to him, asking him to be her own beast husband. But to her dismay, he had coldly rejected her, without even giving a single reason. Deep fury tainted Shiji's glamorous features. Her suspicious, angry gaze was glued to Yun Li. Yun Li acted as if he couldn't feel the stares of the other beastmen at all. I am willing to marry her, to serve her as my wife and master. Shiji let out a bitter, angry laugh. This is absolute nonsense. He must have lost his mind being all alone these past 2 years. Yunli didn't say another word. He was just like the early winter snow, cold and distant, yet carrying a warmth that was somehow comforting. Su Tang looked at this strange beast man. Hesitating to speak, she wanted to reject him, but she just couldn't think of a good excuse. Bai Yu glared hostilely at this uninvited guest. Yet, the words that came out of his mouth were, Tang Tang. Accept him, huh? Su Tang looked at Bai Yu in total confusion. Didn't he say he liked her? And he was just going to let her accept another man? Bai Yu endured Su Tang's bewildered stare. He pursed his lips in grievance, his heart practically bubbling over with bitter jealousy. But he wasn't the kind of foolish beast husband who only knew how to be petty and jealous at a critical time like this. He leaned in close to Su Tang's ear and whispered softly, I'll explain everything to you later. Just play along with him for now. Accept him. Su Tang fell silent, looking at Yunli standing a short distance away. Alright, I accept. Su Tang glared at Shiji with angry impatience. I already have 2 beast husbands now. Is there anything else? The anger Shiji had barely managed to suppress flared right back up. She clenched her fists tightly, wanting nothing more than to rush over and beat that merman to death on the spot. Only her last shred of reason held her back. She took a deep breath. Nothing else. Shiji thought to herself, that criminal female wasn't worth losing her grace over. As for Yunli, she remembered that his ability was already a tier 6. Without the sea spirit ginseng, he would surely die soon from an ability rampage. Death would teach him what the right choice was. Seeing that Su Tang had agreed, a faint smile touched Yunli's lips. He walked over to Su Tang's side. He brought out a finely polished red coral bracelet. Customarily, the female must accept a gift from the male today for the marriage to be officially sealed. Bai Yu glared at the bracelet so hard he could have burned a hole through it. Wait a minute, why did it feel like this guy came completely prepared? He shot Yunli a dirty look. You just wait, you bastard, he thought. Su Tang, on the other hand, didn't think too much of it. She simply took the bracelet and politely thanked him. Yunli paused for a moment. I wasn't sure what you liked. So this was all I brought. If there is anything else you want, just tell me. After Su Tang saw off the giant whale tribe, she turned back to look at the 2 sea beastmen behind her, already feeling a headache coming on. My place is pretty small, you know. Don't complain later. Bai Yu affectionately leaned in and grabbed Su Tang's little hand. His voice was thick with obvious smugness. It's not like I haven't been there before. Once they got home, Su Tang casually asked, Are you guys hungry? I still have a little bit of cod left. Bai Yu nodded excitedly, his big, dark eyes sparkling. Yes, I want to eat that golden, crispy fish. I'll just have whatever you're having. Yunli had no idea what kind of fish Bai Yu was talking about. He had eaten cod before, but never anything golden. Su Tang paused, the cod still in her hands. She had completely forgotten. The new guy didn't know she could use fire to cook yet. But since she had already decided to take him as her beast husband, he was bound to find out some things sooner or later. Holding 5 or 6 codfishes in her arms, Su Tang looked at Bai Yu and Yunli. Come on, let's go up to the shore. Yunli was confused. They had just come down here, why were they going back up? But he felt too awkward to ask, so he simply followed them, swimming toward the surface. Once they reached the icy shore, Su Tang set down the fish. She directed Bai Yu and Yunli to carefully clean the fish, then laid the prepared meat neatly on the ground. Gathering her shamanic power in her hands, the fish instantly levitated, hovering in mid-air. Bright yellow flames enveloped the cod, slowly roasting the tender fish. Yunli stared at the scene in absolute disbelief. The bright flames radiated a dangerous aura. This female, she has abilities. She's clearly an unmarried female, yet she actually possesses an ability. 1,000 questions flooded Yunli's mind, but he knew now wasn't the right time to ask. The fish roasted to a perfect golden brown, its melting fat releasing a mouth-watering aroma. Bai Yu stared at it hungrily. Tang Tang, is it ready to eat yet? She flicked her fingertips once more. The bright yellow flames vanished, replaced by a faint, pale purple shimmer. It wrapped around the piping hot fish, floating all 6 of them right in front of the 3. Go ahead and eat, Su Tang said, watching the fish in Bai Yu's hands disappear in a flash. She asked, a little worried, if that's not enough for you. You can have mine, too. Bai Yu, thinking Su Tang was bothered by how much he was eating, twitched his ears and ducked his head, suddenly shy. And no, it's okay, I can just go hunt for more later. Meanwhile, Yunli was savoring the unique flavor of the fish. It was so incredibly good, he couldn't even pause to speak. He wolfed down a whole fish in just a few bites, then a spike of panic hit him. Would the female think he was eating too much, too? But Su Tang was already completely full after finishing just one. She split her second fish between Bai Yu and Yunli. Once they had finished eating, Su Tang shifted into a more serious posture. Her eyes half closed, her gaze drifting out toward the cold, calm ocean. Alright, talk. Both Bai Yu and Yun Li looked at her blankly, completely lost as to what she meant. Su Tang turned slightly, giving Bai Yu a half smile that didn't quite reach her eyes. Didn't you have something to explain to me? And as for you, Su Tang shifted her gaze to the dead silent Yun Li. Her tone sharpening. Tell me exactly what your goal is. Bai Yu blinked guiltily, his eyes darting everywhere. His lips parted silently. He wanted to explain, but clearly, something was holding him back. Yun Li just kept his head down, not saying a single word. So who's going first? Su Tang demanded, dropping her voice to sound angry. Her purple eyes fixed on them with a cool, intense stare. Bai Yu sneaked a tiny peek at her. And, completely convinced she was furious, he panicked. Tang, the reason I wanted you to agree earlier today is because those really are the rules of the Polar Sea. I was so scared that if you refused, those beastmen would try to hurt you. Bai Yu shot a glance at Yun Li. And as for him, he's a tier 6 ability user. His strength as well, it's passable, I guess. Once you mate with both of us, you'll inherit both of our abilities. And then, absolutely nobody in the Polar Sea would ever dare to bully you. After his frantic explanation, Bai Yu ducked his head again, stealing a cautious, puppy dog look at Su Tang. Tang, please don't be mad at me, okay? The innocent orca truly believed he had made his little mermaid furious. On one hand, he was secretly thrilled that she didn't want to take any other beastmen as mates. But on the other hand, he was terrified she'd stop talking to him over this. Su Tang reached out and placed her hand on his drooping head, gently ruffling his hair. Then, she turned her head slightly to look at Yun Li. Her gaze cooled again. Your turn. Yun Li almost didn't dare to meet her eyes. His lips parted to speak but then closed again, helpless. His mind flashed back to that night. To this breathtakingly beautiful mermaid. Effortlessly subduing a rampaging monster of the deep, single-handedly stopping a completely hopeless disaster. A flicker of light passed through his deep brown eyes, and in a voice as gentle as water, he finally spoke. I want to beg you to save me. Su Tang looked at him in sheer confusion. The beastman sitting in front of her was perfectly healthy, robust even. There wasn't a single thing physically wrong with him. Bai Yu's brow twitched. In just a split second, a flash of sudden realization crossed his dark, round eyes. Yun Li continued. He spoke as if it had nothing to do with him. The corruption in my spiritual sea is getting worse by the day. Lately, I've been getting these blinding headaches and blacking out. Give it a little more time. And I'll probably just die on some random slab of ice when my mind completely shatters. Yun Li couldn't read her expression. So, he just kept talking. That night, when his spiritual sea collapsed, I was hunting nearby. You used some kind of incredible power and completely cured his spiritual turmoil. Su Tang let out a soft chuckle, a faint, lingering smile in her eyes. So, you came looking for me. But you didn't exactly have to offer yourself as my mate for that, did you? Yun Li's eyes darkened a shade, his Adam's apple bobbing nervously. He knew getting her to heal his spiritual sea didn't mean he absolutely had to become her mate. He could have just offered some kind of compensation to repay her. But today it was like he was possessed. He actually stood up in front of all those beastmen and offered himself to her. Seeing how conflicted Yun Li looked, Su Tang decided not to push it. She had already found out what she wanted to know. Tomorrow, then, I'll purify your spiritual sea for you. With that, she dove into the ocean alone. Tang Bai Yu stared longingly as she disappeared into the water. Is this how females normally act after getting together with a male? She didn't even wait for him. Bai Yu narrowed his eyes slightly, glaring at Yun Li, who was sitting all alone on the icy shore. Yun Li, I really hope things are as simple as you claim. Don't let me catch you trying to hurt her. The very next morning, the moment Su Tang swam out of the cave, Bai Yu ran over to her. Tang, my mother and the others are here. Su Tang looked at Bai Pei, a fleeting look of awkwardness crossing her eyes. Was she supposed to follow Bai Yu's lead and call her mother, too? Wasn't that way too fast? Thinking she was just being shy, Bai Pei smiled warmly to ease the tension. We're planning to set your wedding day for 3 days from now. I'm here today to drop off the dowry. Su Tang glanced over, noticing they were all carrying various items of different sizes. Bai Pei gestured for them to set the things down, introducing them to Su Tang one by one. They were all Bai Pei's sons, Bai Yu's half-brothers. She wanted to take this chance for Su Tang to get to know their faces. Su Tang gave them a slightly stiff, polite nod, then asked casually. Where's Bai Qi? How come she isn't here? At the mention of Bai Qi's name, a flash of annoyance crossed Bai Pei's eyes. Her tone cooled significantly as she replied, Her? She's off fawning over that maid of hers again. Su Tang sharply picked up on the tension. But keeping her cool, she asked with gentle concern. Did something happen? Bai Pei let out a cold scoff, clearly not wanting to dwell on such a frustrating topic. That girl of mine is great at everything, except she's far too blinded by love. Anyway, Bai Qi's mate is bad news. Just make sure you steer clear of him in the future. As long as you bring Bai Yu back to the tribe to visit me every now and then, I'll be more than happy. Of course. Don't worry, we will. Su Tang nodded earnestly. Then, as if suddenly remembering something, Bai Pei continued with a heavy, earnest tone. That boy, Yunli, I know a little about him. He doesn't have a tribe, and his parents died when he was young. It's a miracle he even survived to this age. Honestly, why don't we just hold our weddings together? I've already got everything prepared. When the time comes, just bring Bai Yu and Yunli over, alright? Su Tang looked at her in surprise. So soon? Bai Pei misunderstood, thinking Su Tang was dissatisfied with Yunli. She naturally assumed and asked, are you unhappy with that boy, Yunli? Even though he doesn't have a tribe backing him, he's quite good looking. And his strength is considered top tier in the polar seas. Just spend a little more time with him. You'll definitely grow to like him. Bai Pei paused. As if she suddenly remembered something, she let out a long sigh. Anyway, that boy Yunli is a good catch. You're on your own and a bit vulnerable. So taking in a couple more capable beast husbands is a good thing. Bai Pei was an incredibly open-minded female. Even though Bai Yu was her son, she didn't think Su Tang should only take him as her sole beast husband. If Su Tang took in a few more capable beast husbands, she would become stronger herself. And that would be a form of protection for Bai Yu, too. Su Tang listened in a daze, completely overwhelmed by it all. She could only nod blankly. Bai Pei kept holding onto her, passing down all her experiences and lessons on how to be a good family head. Su Tang learned quite a lot from it. Half a day later, she finally saw off Bai Pei and Bai Yu's brothers. Su Tang flicked her tail, feeling a bit exhausted. She looked down at the pile of sparkling, golden dowry sitting on the rocks. Her head ached with worry. Why didn't she pay more attention to her teacher? And learn more spatial magic? If only she could create a little pocket dimension. She could just stuff all these pretty little treasures inside. There was one sheer dress that Su Tang absolutely loved. It hugged her curves beautifully. Just then, Bai Yu swam over. Seeing that Su Tang's expression was a little off, he asked in a panic. What's wrong? Do you not like them? Su Tang quickly stopped him. She loved them. I love them. It's just the cave is too small. There's no way to fit it all inside. Oh, that's completely fine. If it doesn't fit, we'll just leave it out here. Bai Yu looked at the unusually lively Su Tang. Huh? Won't it get stolen? Su Tang was still a little worried, clutching a pink pearl the size of an eyeball in her hand. She thought to herself, it would be such a shame if all this got snatched. The ocean floor would literally explode. Who dares steal my wife's pearls? I'll tear down their whole damn lair. The little orca tyrant's fangs glinted fiercely. The entire polar sea would be turned upside down. Looking at the rare, naive expression on Su Tang's face, Bai Yu let out a low chuckle. Don't worry, nobody dares to steal from us orcas. Ever since his awakening, Bai Yu had been the absolute tyrant of the polar seas. He could have whatever he wanted. Su Tang sighed in her heart, barely managing to comfort herself. Suddenly, the light at the cave entrance dimmed. Bai Yu shifted into his human form and stepped inside. His usually sharp voice carried a deliberate, soft sweetness to it. Tang Tang. Su Tang's eyes flickered slightly. That tone sent a little thrill through her, making her flustered. She quickly looked away to hide it. I strung those black pearls together. I wanted to bring them to you. Su Tang looked over with eyes full of anticipation, only to see that 1-meter-long string of black pearls in Bai Yu's hands. Wow, that's so long, Su Tang exclaimed in awe. Bai Yu eagerly volunteered to put it on her. But as he held the pearls, his hands trembled uncontrollably, and they brushed against Su Tang's ear. Instantly, Bai Yu's face turned as red as a boiling kettle. I didn't mean to do that, he stammered. Just as Yunli returned, he caught sight of this intimate, cozy scene. A dark, possessive glint flashed through his deep brown eyes. Su Tang lifted her head and immediately spotted him standing at the cave entrance. Yunli, where did you go today? I haven't seen you around at all. Hearing her call his name, the dark intensity in his eyes vanished in an instant. He hurried over to her side, pulling out a simple ring. By all rights, today is the day a beastman is supposed to bring his dowry. I honestly thought I'd never have a mate in this lifetime, so I never actually prepared one. Yunli was so nervous and ashamed that his voice was practically trembling. He had heard stories of many females mistreating their beastmen if the dowry was too small. Even though he knew Su Tang wasn't that kind of female, he still didn't want to feel inferior to the other beastmen. Su Tang looked at the anxious Yunli and the ring in his hand. Thank you so much. I really love this ring. That one simple sentence instantly made Yunli breathe a massive sigh of relief. Don't worry, I promise I'll make it up to you later. TCH. Who makes up a dowry later? Bai Yu scoffed coldly. If this guy hadn't interrupted, he would have been secretly hugging their mate by now. After Su Tang examined it carefully for a moment, she looked up at Yunli with utter satisfaction, her eyes brimming with a warm smile. I really, truly love it. Yunli stared at the ring now resting on Su Tang's finger, his eyes softening with pure warmth. That ring was his mother's only keepsake. When he was just 5 years old, his mother passed away in a tragic accident. And not long after that, his father followed her to the grave, leaving behind only this ring in him. Lee, this ring once brought your mother great luck. I hope it brings you good luck, too. His father's dying words still echoed in his mind. He gazed at Su Tang with absolute devotion. Father, I think I've finally found my good luck. He had been out searching for so long today, hoping to find something precious to give her as a dowry. But no matter how hard he looked, nothing felt right. Nothing was good enough. Nothing was worthy of her. In the end, all he could offer was this ring. It was everything he had left in the world. Su Tang put on her precious new jewelry and happily twirled around twice. She turned to Bai Yu and Yun Li, smiling. Our wedding day is set for 3 days from now. The giant whale tribe is going to handle all the arrangements for us. Honestly, I have absolutely no idea how these things work. So, if I do anything wrong, please, just tell me. Bai Yu flashed her a playful grin. But I think my sweet Tang Tang is already doing a perfect job. Yun Li, however, froze for a second. A flicker of confusion crossed his deep brown eyes. He pointed a finger at himself. Us? Su Tang gave a soft smile, her voice incredibly gentle. Chief Bai Pei said that since you don't have a tribe to help you prepare, she might as well just host the ceremony for all 3 of us together. That night, everything felt just as peaceful as always. The only difference was, at tonight, Su Tang fell asleep clutching her beloved new pearls. Even though, honestly, they poked her hands a little bit. But she couldn't help but love them. In her past life, she was just a dirt poor shrine maiden. Now that she had so many gorgeous treasures, she wouldn't even let them out of her sight when she slept. Just as everyone was sleeping soundly, a nauseating stench drifted through the seawater and into the beastmen's noses. Underwater, Bai Yu, and up on the shore, Yun Li, twitched their noses in discomfort, but neither of them moved. They just kept sleeping. Su Tang, however, sat bolt upright. This disgusting, yet undeniably familiar smell, it was the yusheng flower. It was the smell of a blooming yusheng flower. Su Tang followed the stench and swam outside. Sensing Su Tang leaving, Bai Yu instantly woke up in a panic. Tang Tang? Where are you going? I'm just going out for a bit. Wait for me, I'll be right back. Bai Yu, who had just been about to follow her, lay back down with a pout. She had originally only planned to find some water su grass to help purify Yun Li's mental sea, but she never expected her luck to be this insanely good. To actually stumble upon a blooming yusheng flower. After all, the purifying power of a yusheng flower was 10 times stronger than water su grass. As the foul stench grew stronger and stronger, a tiny white flower peeked out from a patch of green seaweed. All the nearby sea creatures had been chased away by the awful smell. Once she confirmed the little flower was indeed a yusheng, a wisp of pale purple mystical energy slipped from her fingertips. In the blink of an eye, the yusheng flower was resting safely in her hand. Thrilled, Su Tang gripped the flower and began swimming back. Suddenly, a vibrantly colored snake lunged from the shadows, sinking its fangs right into Su Tang's left shoulder. Not this damn familiar feeling again. Within moments, the little mermaid fell completely unconscious. A dark whirlpool vanished into nothingness, and the beautiful little mermaid was gone without a trace. Bright, gorgeous corals were neatly arranged in front of a cave. Inside, the eerie cavern was pitch black. Zanzu gently laid the little mermaid down on the pearl bed he had painstakingly prepared for her. Ever since he found out his little mermaid loved pearls, he had scavenged every single one he could find in the area. He had originally planned to give them to her later on, but he didn't expect the perfect opportunity to come so soon. His mating season was exceptionally long this time and agonizing to endure. He just had to steal his little mermaid away to quench his unbearable thirst. Zanzu leaned over, pressing himself against the side of her neck. He greedily inhaled the intoxicating scent that drove him absolutely mad. His forked tongue slithered right down to the hollow of her collarbone. It was the exact spot he had bitten her last time. The bite marks had completely faded away. His scarlet tongue licked the spot reverently, before his razor-sharp fangs lined up and sank deep into her flesh once again. The thrill of their mingling breaths was too much. He couldn't stop his lower half from shifting into his massive snake tail. Zanzu let out a frustrated sigh. What a shame we still can't mate just yet. A long time passed before the dark whirlpool reappeared. Carrying the little mermaid, Zanzu swam inside at a leisurely pace, and carefully laid her down on a rock. He then quickly vanished along with the whirlpool. Seeing the little mermaid lying on the rock with her eyes shut tight, Bai Yu's heart broke. He rushed over and carried her gently back into the cave. Tang Tang, he called out in sheer panic. The little mermaid remained completely unresponsive. Then, Bai Yu caught a whiff of that repulsive scent. Damn it, it's that bastard sea snake again. Yun Li stared anxiously toward the shell bed. What happened? Sitting guard by her side, Bai Yu looked absolutely furious. He shot Yun Li a dark, heavy glare. Tang Tang said she was just going out for a bit, but when she came back, she was unconscious. Yun Li looked at the little mermaid with deep concern. Is she going to be okay? She'll be fine, Bai Yu said, shaking his head firmly. I'm afraid it's the exact same situation as last time. Better not let him catch that sea snake. After a long moment, Su Tang rubbed her heavy, dizzy head hard. Her eyes were sleepy and out of focus. She had clearly just slept. Yet her body felt weighed down, exhausted like she'd been working all day. Did I pass out again? Then how did I get back? Su Tang tried her hardest to remember. But no matter how hard she racked her brain, she couldn't remember exactly how she blacked out. Bai Yu quickly changed his tune to cover it up, lying without skipping a beat. You seem to have been bitten by some nasty critter. I waited forever for you. So I went out looking for you. And then I saw you passed out over there. So I just carried you back. After he finished speaking, Bai Yu gently grabbed Su Tang's small hand, his eyes completely wet and teary. Tang, you're not allowed to go out all by yourself next time. We were all so worried about you. Suddenly, a flash of realization hit her. Su Tang shot up in total panic. The flower, my flower. Bai Yu looked at Su Tang in utter confusion, his round black eyes full of bewilderment. What flower? Is it this one? A tiny white flower was held right in front of Su Tang. Su Tang let out a massive sigh of relief. She looked at Yun Li, her eyes full of sheer gratitude. Her voice rang with happy surprise. How did you get it? Yun Li had stumbled upon the little flower on a rock by the cave entrance. He had originally wanted to give it to Su Tang. To make her smile, he had no idea it was actually hers to begin with. Su Tang took the Yusheng flower, feeling totally puzzled. How did it end up on a rock? She clearly remembered blacking out right when the Yusheng flower started blooming. Holding the flower happily, she looked up into Yun Li's eyes. Her voice was sweet and bright. Let me help you cleanse your spirit sea today. Su Tang focused intently on her hands. The Yusheng flower slowly burned to ashes in the flames. A sharp, pungent odor started to seep out. Yun Li caught a whiff of it, furrowing his brow tightly, but seeing Su Tang completely unfazed. Looking so incredibly focused, the awful feeling in his chest somehow eased up. Su Tang split the ashes into 2 piles. She wrapped one pile in her mystical energy, forming a small sphere, while holding the other pile in her hand. Close your eyes. Yun Li obediently closed his eyes. Su Tang gently blew on the pile of ash. As if it had eyes of its own, the flower ash drifted straight into Yun Li's mind. The dark ash collided with the dark corruption inside him. They slowly cancelled each other out, dissolving into a fresh, pure white mist. Right then, a wisp of purple energy glided in. It intertwined with the white mist, pulling it all the way back into Su Tang's body. Su Tang scrunched her nose in satisfaction. Her power had grown just a little bit stronger. Tang? Yun Li looked at her with total concern. The worry in his eyes was so thick you could almost touch it. After what just happened, he suddenly felt like they had grown so much closer. It felt like the invisible wall between them had finally shattered. Something was different now. Yun Li gazed at Su Tang with deep affection. A warm joy slowly spread through his chest as he called out to her excitedly. Tang. Su Tang fluttered her thick, curly eyelashes open. Her sweet voice sounded just a tiny bit husky. What's wrong? Tang. I'm all better. Tang. Thank you. His deep, magnetic voice made Su Tang's knees weak and her mind go completely blank. A faint blush crept up her ears, the usual clarity in her eyes melting away into a daze. It's nothing. I just did what I had to do. Su Tang lowered her head awkwardly, completely unable to meet Yun Li's burning, intense gaze. Yun Li gave a soft chuckle, his eyes full of deep, lingering affection. Is my little Tang feeling shy? Tang, look at all the fish I caught. Bai Yu's excited voice suddenly rang out. His handsome face was lit up with pure joy, but the bright spark in his eyes froze the second he noticed what was hanging around Yun Li's neck. His lips pressed into a displeased pout. What is that? A dark gray sphere strung on a woven grass cord. Yun Li had never worn anything like that before. Su Tang gently explained it to him. It's made from the leftover petals of the Yusheng flower. I made it into a pendant for Yun Li. It protects his mind and stops the dark corruption from invading his spirit again. Hearing this, Bai Yu's excited expression instantly crumbled. He glared at her, looking fierce but incredibly pouty, exactly like a little boy who was denied a piece of candy. So terribly wronged and upset. Tang, you never made anything like that for me. He had known Tang much longer, and they were supposed to be closer. How could she not think of him first? Was it because they weren't officially married yet? That his future wife was already giving him the cold shoulder? The more Bai Yu thought about it, the more worked up he got. He shot Su Tang a deeply resentful look. Seeing that Bai Yu had completely misunderstood, Yun Li opened his mouth to explain, but was immediately cut off. Bai Yu glared at the prime suspect, his jaw completely tense with burning jealousy. Who knows what dirty tricks this guy used to bewitch his Tang. Bai Yu bit down hard on his lower lip. His eyes darkened with swirling, gloomy emotions. But while Bai Yu was busy sulking in his own thoughts, Su Tang had quietly slipped right up in front of him. She gently opened her tightly clenched fist. Resting in her palm was a little dark pendant, the exact same necklace that Yun Li was wearing. Bai Yu's eyes instantly lit up like fireworks. He stumbled over his own words. Filled with desperate hope, he asked, Is that for me? It's just for you. Well, aren't you going to take it? Bai Yu eagerly snatched it up, cradling it like a precious treasure. He held it in both hands, unable to tear his eyes away. Seeing his goofy, love-struck expression, Su Tang's smile grew even wider. You know, no matter how hard you stare at it, it's not going to magically turn into two. The tips of Bai Yu's ears flushed a bright red. Realizing he was acting a bit silly, he quickly recovered and leaned in, clinging to her side like glue. Tang, what made you think to make one of these for me? Why did I make it for you? Because I knew you'd throw a huge tantrum if I didn't. Su Tang looked at the two incredibly handsome beastmen standing before her, her eyes softening. She spoke to them with deep sincerity. You both offered me your dowries. I had to give you something in return. I was exiled here, and I don't have a single thing of value to my name. But these herbal pendants made from the yusheng flower can help purify your minds. They'll block the dark corruption from taking over your spirits. A sea spirit ginseng can sell for 300 crystals. So I figure these floral ash pendants must be worth quite a bit, too. Please, consider this my betrothal gift to both of you. A bashful flush spread across Su Tang's cheeks. It really was such a shabby betrothal gift. But right now, it was absolutely the only thing she could offer them. I mean, I can't exactly just send both of their dowries back, right? Yun Li looked at her, completely confused. Tang, what exactly is this bride price you mentioned? Su Tang frowned. Wait, do they not know what a bride price is? She desperately dug through the original owner's memories, but came up completely empty. Well, a bride price is since you guys gave me a dowry, it's only right that I give you something back. It's a two-way street, you know? It shows that we're all perfectly happy with this marriage. Yun Li just shook his head, looking at her with a helpless, fond expression. Tang, there's no such thing as a bride price here. Is that a custom from where you merfolk live? Su Tang just wanted to bluff her way out of this as fast as possible. She forced a dry, awkward smile and lied. Yes, it is. That's just how we do things back home. Wow, then the males in your mermaid tribe are incredibly lucky. We definitely don't do that here in the polar seas. Females are just too rare. A male has to have exceptional looks and abilities just to be chosen by a female, and taken home as her beast husband. And to win a female's favor, just so their lives might be a little easier after marriage. They have to prepare a massive, precious dowry just to please her. Bai Yu had seen the miserable fate of married males far too often. He had even considered never marrying a wife master at all. That is, until Su Tang appeared and completely changed his mind. A gentle wave of emotion flickered in Yun Li's eyes, and his lips curved into a soft, warm smile. Tang, meeting you makes us the luckiest men alive. Hearing them say something so sweet, Su Tang's eyelashes fluttered, a sudden, inexplicable pang of guilt tugging at her heart. She looked at them, her eyes completely sincere, and told them with absolute certainty. I promise I'm going to try my absolute best to treat you both well. Hearing this, bright, genuine smiles spread across both Bai Yu and Yun Li's faces. Their Tang was just too adorable. You don't have to, Yun Li said softly. You're already doing more than enough. Suddenly remembering something, Yun Li asked. Tang, is this how you cleansed Bai Yu's spiritual sea before, too? You actually know about medicinal herbs? The one topic she had been desperately avoiding was suddenly front and center. Su Tang let out a heavy, silent sigh in her mind, and instantly rolled out the excuse she had prepared for this exact moment. Oh, no, not before. I used a completely different method back then. This time, I used a yusheng flower to cleanse your spiritual sea. It just so happened that one was blooming nearby. And well, I wanted to test out its medicinal effects. Suddenly realizing how that sounded, she frantically waved her hands and clarified, wait, no. I totally wasn't using you as a lab rat or anything. The yusheng flower is incredibly potent. It's more than enough to fully cleanse your spiritual sea. Not to mention, she had her own witch powers secretly backing it up to keep him safe. Yun Li had no idea what a lab rat was. But he knew with absolute certainty that Su Tang would never hurt him. I know, he smiled warmly. The only reason she was running around frantically looking for herbs was because of the massive boast she had made at the treasure hunt. If other beastmen actually came begging for her help, she obviously couldn't heal them the way she healed Bai Yu. Cleansing their spiritual seas directly would instantly expose her witch powers, and she'd be treated like a total freak. But if she relied on herbs that the beastmen didn't understand, she could easily brush it off and say it was all thanks to the medicine. That way, her secret would stay perfectly safe. A gentle sea breeze blew past, softly catching the strands of hair by her ear. Su Tang gazed out into the far distance. Just wait a little longer, she murmured. Once summer and autumn come around, I'll go find some special herbs for both of you. Stuff that can actually boost your abilities. Bai Yu and Yun Li completely froze in shock. Wait, there are actually herbs that can boost our abilities? Su Tang nodded with absolute certainty. Yeah, but medicinal herbs down in the ocean are pretty rare. In her memory, most herbs grew on land, but land in this world was incredibly scarce. Not to mention, they were in the polar seas where there was nothing but icebergs and frozen tundra. There was simply no way to grow the herbs she wanted. Of course we can. You guys will see when the time comes. Tang, are the beastmen from other seas as clever as you? Or is this something only the mermaids of the Rainbow Sea know? Bai Yu had lived his whole life in the polar seas, but even he knew that the oceans outside were very different. He couldn't help but wonder what the place Tang used to live in was like. Hearing this, Su Tang was completely speechless inwardly. If nothing else, I'm probably the only one who knows. Though she thought that, she couldn't just say it out loud. Very few beastmen actually know about these things. I only found out a little bit by pure chance. As she spoke, she blinked guiltily, and smoothly changed the subject. Li, what kind of ability do you have? I still don't know, suddenly called out by Su Tang. A fleeting look of surprise crossed Li's face. Soon, a gentle, warm smile touched his lips. He slowly raised his right hand, and the phantom of a green vine sprouted right out of his palm. I'm a wood element. Tier 6. Amazed and curious, Su Tang reached out a fingertip. The vine curled its body and gently nudged against her soft fingertip. It felt just like a little animal affectionately nuzzling her. Whoa, it's so sweet. What's the big deal? Bai Yu scoffed dismissively, a flash of jealousy crossing his eyes. I'll be reaching tier 6 soon enough too. Just you wait. As the familiar night fell once again, Su Tang stared blankly at the two handsome beastmen standing right in front of her. She fidgeted uncomfortably with her fingers. What are you guys doing? For the past 2 nights, one of them had slept on the ice, and the other slept outside the cave. Li looked at Su Tang's blushing face. Since we're going to be mated anyway, living together is only a matter of time. So, we might as well get used to it now. Bai Yu shot him a sideways glare. Who gave you the right to call her Tang? Asterisk he thought. But outwardly, he chimed right in. Yeah, Tang. Mated males and females are supposed to live in the same nest. Huh? Live together? Su Tang was completely dumbfounded. She had always lived alone. She wasn't used to having other people next to her when she slept. But she couldn't think of a single good excuse to refuse them, so she could only give in. Fine, you guys can sleep here. But, Su Tang said, putting on a serious face. My shell bed is way too small. You'll just have to find your own spots to sleep. Li nodded, not putting up any fuss. Bai Yu moved quickly, right next to the shell bed. He made himself a cozy little nest. Then I'm sleeping right here, he declared smugly. Su Tang looked at his nest. It wasn't even half a meter away from her shell bed. A trace of helplessness flashed in her eyes. Alright, you can sleep there. Getting her permission made Bai Yu even more smug. Being this close, if you rounded it up, he was basically sleeping in the same bed with Tang. Even though this was Li's idea, he was the one reaping all the benefits. No wonder Mother always said us orcas were a brilliant species. Meanwhile, Li quietly watched the two of them interact. His eyes darkened slightly as he sat alone and forlorn on a rock by the cave entrance. Su Tang's sudden disappearance and fainting last night had scared him half to death. He felt he needed to keep his eyes on her just to feel at ease. He watched Su Tang, who was already sitting on the shell bed. A playful strand of purple hair rested between her breasts. His Adam's apple bobbed. His eyes grew heavy and dark with desire. Overhead, a dozen or so orcas simultaneously shot waterspouts 6 meters into the air. The wedding ceremony had officially begun. Bai Yu rubbed his hands together nervously, his round, dark eyes gazing deeply at the beautiful female beside him. The little mermaid was dressed so beautifully today. As if sensing his gaze, Su Tang gently turned her head and gave him a soft, reassuring smile. Bai Yu quietly took a deep breath, then calmly and firmly made his vow. I vow to take Su Tang as my wife and master. I will love and protect her for the rest of my life. To share my powers with her, and to share my very lifespan. As the vow ended, the light in the skies subtly shifted. Su Tang suddenly shivered as a strange new energy surged into her body. It intertwined and merged with her own mystical power. Frowning slightly, she reached out to touch this energy. Instantly, a blade of wind shot out, blasting a massive crater into the seawater. Is this? Su Tang asked, her voice laced with uncertainty. Bai Yu's expression shifted slightly, his eyes locked deeply onto hers. That is my power. Seeing that Bai Yu looked a bit off, her earlier excitement plummeted into a pit of anxiety. She wanted to ask what was wrong. But this really wasn't the time or place for questions. She could only look at him with a deeply conflicted expression, wondering if something had gone wrong with the vow. Seeing her distress, a flash of heartache crossed Bai Yu's eyes. But the shock he had just experienced was simply too overwhelming. He wanted nothing more than to rip off his clothes right then and there to check his chest. That maddening, tantalizing itch felt as if a wicked parasite had burrowed straight into his heart, writhing and twisting around inside. Bai Yu, Su Tang spoke softly, her brows furrowing in hurt and sadness. Why is it like this? Bai Yu stared at the little mermaid, completely at a loss. He had absolutely no idea what to do. He had a million burning questions he wanted to ask right now. But just like her, he knew this wasn't the time. Su Tang still looked completely crestfallen. After all, anyone whose groom suddenly turned so cold on their wedding day would feel absolutely terrible. Seeing the awkward, tense atmosphere, Bai Pei hurriedly stepped in to smooth things over, explaining to Su Tang. The vow is complete. You You can now share half of Bai Yu's power. Once you two fully consummate the bond, you'll be able to share all of his power. Su Tang looked at Bai Yu with a complicated expression, feeling that strange new power coursing through her. She marveled inwardly, this is truly magical. The atmosphere between Su Tang and Bai Yu was incredibly bizarre, nothing at all like the sweet vibe of a newlywed couple. Both of them kept their heads down, completely lost in their own heavy thoughts. Bai Pei shot them a few pointed looks, but neither of them paid her any mind. Left with no choice, she stepped up to take charge of the ceremony. Yun Li, it's your turn now. Yun Li looked at Su Tang beside him. His deep, gentle eyes practically melted with tender affection. Tang, it's our turn. I vow to take Su Tang as my wife and master. I will protect and love her all my life. I will share my power with her. And share my very lifespan. As his words fell, two more beams of light shone down on Su Tang and Yun Li. Su Tang felt a surge of power pouring down from the crown of her head. A tingling, itchy sensation sent an involuntary shiver down her spine. A tiny vine slipped past the back of her neck, rubbing affectionately against her cheek. Soothing her anxious heart, Yun Li's dark brown pupils dilated in shock, his body trembling slightly as he pressed a hand to his chest in disbelief. He could feel it right there. A strange, wild energy was taking root, surging freely inside him. A completely unfamiliar power swirled within his chest. This wasn't a beast ability, even though this was his very first time taking the marriage vows. He knew that normally, a male beastman wouldn't experience any physical changes or sensations. This feeling, it was as if they were the females, sharing their mates' powers. Despite the storm of shock crashing in his heart, Yun Li quickly composed his expression. He declared softly, Tang. From now on, I am your mate. Watching Yun Li and Bai Yu's reactions, she began to piece things together. Some secrets, she just couldn't hide anymore. She was too exhausted to weave lie after lie, just to keep deceiving them. But should she tell them the truth? Would they look at her like she was some kind of monster? Suddenly, a hand gently grasped hers. Reaching from that side, it was Bai Yu. Tang, don't worry. Tang, you won't ever leave me, right? Bai Yu gripped Su Tang's hand tightly, his eyes shimmering with unshed tears. He wasn't afraid of whatever secret she was hiding. He was just terrified of this uncertainty, of feeling so utterly insecure. Su Tang's heart melted, and she squeezed his hand back. I won't, ever. Beneath the freezing seawater, their shared warmth quietly exchanged their deepest feelings. The ceremony is complete. As Bai Pei's voice echoed out, the crowd instantly erupted. A chorus of joyful orca calls echoed all around them, rising and falling as the clan cheered and offered their blessings. But cutting through the excitement of the orca beastmen, a cold, eerie gaze locked onto Su Tang. Su Tang frowned. She leaned close to Bai Yu's ear and whispered, Bai Yu, who is that? Bai Yu bristled instantly. Why are you asking about him? He's my sister's mate. Don't tell me you've been bewitched by that pathetic look of his too. Bai Yu cursed with disgust in his heart. That piece of trash. Seducing his sister wasn't enough. Now he was trying to hook up with his own wife. Su Tang didn't know whether to laugh or cry. She quickly coaxed her intensely jealous man. What are you even thinking? I have absolutely zero interest in him. Bai Yu let out a cold snort. A few sweet words weren't going to fix this. Su Tang gave a slight pout, putting her curiosity aside. Her tone cooled. If you don't want to tell me, then forget it. I don't even want to know anymore. Tang. Bai Yu groaned in frustration, tossing his bangs back before reluctantly explaining. His name is Lian Xuan. He's a krill beastman, a completely weak beast with zero powers and absolutely no background. Yet he somehow manipulated my sister into marrying only him, and even poisoned her relationship with our mother. Now Su Tang finally understood. She looked at Bai Yu with amusement. So he's just a manipulative user riding on a woman's coattails. Do you two have bad blood? Bai Yu reacted like someone had stepped on his tail, bristling with anger as he let out a cold snort. It's because he schemed against me. My sister only took him in as her husband, and he doesn't even have any powers. Since my sister naturally doesn't have any powers either, but she's the chosen next leader of our giant whale tribe. So, he set his sights on me. He wanted me to marry a live-in wife and stay right here in the tribe. All to secure my sister's position. Just as they were talking, Bai Qi led the pod of orcas back from their hunt. Yun Li ran toward Su Tang, dripping wet from head to toe. Tang, I took down those 2 bowhead whales all by myself. And the other few humpback whales were only caught because I helped. He looked exactly like a little kid, absolutely desperate to prove himself. Eagerly waiting for his well-deserved praise, Su Tang gently wiped the water droplets from his face. You did amazing, Yun Li. You're so incredible. Yun Li's eyes sparkled brightly. He curled his lips into a shy, flustered smile, wanting to say something sweet to her. But they were suddenly interrupted by 2 uninvited guests. Bai Yu's face instantly turned as black as thunder. He glared daggers at his sister, Bai Qi, who was swimming over with her flashy, overly dramatic partner, Lian Xuan. His tone was completely freezing. What are you doing here? Bai Qi's face was brimming with sweetness. her smile even more radiant than the newlywed Bai Yu's. She clung affectionately to Lien Xuan's arm. What kind of greeting is that? Today is your wedding day. As your older sister, can't I even come over and chat with you? Sis. Bai Yu looked at her in exasperation, his gaze shifting to Lien Xuan right beside her. He rolled his eyes hard, not wanting to waste even a single extra glance on him. Lien Xuan raised an eyebrow, seductively twirling a lock of his wet hair around his finger. He cast a fleeting, dismissive look at Bai Yu. Bai Qi, however, seemed completely oblivious to the bizarre tension between the two of them. She introduced him with overflowing enthusiasm. This is my husband. His name is Lien Xuan. He's so handsome, isn't he? He is absolutely the best-looking male in our entire tribe. Su Tang gave a faint smile. Bai Yu has already mentioned him to me. When they first met Bai Qi last time, everyone had been a little reserved and polite. She never expected Bai Qi to have a side like this, acting exactly like a teenager completely blinded by first love. Her head was so full of romance that there was absolutely no room left for anything else. The two of them were basically stuck together like conjoined twins. Hearing his name, Lien Xuan turned his gaze toward Su Tang. A flash of stunned admiration crossed his eyes, but it quickly melted into pure annoyance and disgust. Seeing Su Tang's total lack of interest, Bai Qi quickly added, Xuan is really timid by nature. This is actually his very first time joining a tribal gathering like this. He's my one and only husband, and I love him so much. Su Tang's expression remained perfectly flat. Okay, good to know. Lien Xuan, entirely failing to get the reaction he wanted, narrowed his eyes in bitter resentment. How dare a notorious criminal female just brush him off like this? Oh, Bai Yu, you actually chose a female like this to be your wife? Didn't you just superficially pick out a completely useless female who only has a pretty face? And you actually have the nerve to say your sister is obsessed with love? Bai Qi nervously tugged at Lien Xuan's arm, shooting him a panicked look. Lien Xuan, just stop. Bai Yu couldn't hold it in any longer. His lips pressed into an angry, tight line, glaring at Bai Qi with accusation in his eyes. You know damn well we don't get along. Why would you bring him here? Did you really have to come here and ruin my day? Bai Qi froze, her face pale, looking as though her brother's words had truly wounded her. Before she could even try to explain, Lien Xuan opened his mouth, practically begging for another slap in the face. Bai Yu, I'm the one who said it. What are you yelling at your sister for? You're supposed to be the most talented shifter in the entire tribe, yet you chose a female with such a rotten reputation. Because of you, our tribe couldn't even buy the sea spirit ginseng. You are incredibly selfish. Where do you get the nerve to look down on me and Qi? Su Tang listened to all of this in dead silence. With every word that came out of his mouth, her expression grew colder and darker. Yeah, sure, I'm a female with a terrible reputation. But so what? Su Tang let out a soft, mocking laugh, her eyes flashing with pure disgust. At least I'm upfront about who I am. Unlike you, absolutely useless, scheming against your own mate's little brother. Let me guess, you're drooling over the young chief position of the giant whale tribe, aren't you? In your dreams, Lien Xuan's hands were shaking uncontrollably. He pointed a trembling, furious finger straight at her. Ever since he had married Bai Qi, not a single shifter had ever dared to insult him like this to his face. Su Tang, however, remained perfectly calm, a faint, sarcastic smirk playing on her lips. Did I say something wrong? If I ever catch you scheming against Bai Yu again, you're dead meat. And as for the sea spirit ginseng, I will take full responsibility for that. I absolutely will not let any shifters of the giant whale tribe die from a spiritual collapse. Lien Xuan's delicate, feminine face twisted into something incredibly dark and ugly. Who did she think she was? Just because she was a female? Was that why the chief had accepted her so easily? You've got some serious nerve. You're just a failure who couldn't even seduce the Mermaid King. Yun Li's pupils shrank to dangerous slits. Watch your mouth, Yun Li snarled. If you dare slander Su Tang one more time, just try it and see what happens. Bai Qi finally broke down. Stop it, just stop fighting, she cried. It's like this every single time. Whenever Bai Yu and Lien Xuan were in the same room, it always ended in a screaming match. She had only wanted to mend their relationship. I won't bring Xuan around to bother you anymore. With tears in her eyes, she grabbed Lien Xuan's arm and dragged him away. She truly loved her mate, yes, but she also fiercely loved her little brother. Bai Yu turned his head away, refusing to even look at her. His voice cracked, heavy with sadness. Sis, just take care of yourself. Mother won't just sit back and let a useless female become the next chief of the tribe. Nearby, the humpback and bowhead whales were quickly torn apart and devoured by the orca shifters. Su Tang had a small appetite and hated raw meat anyway, so she passed all of her portions to Bai Yu and Yun Li. Ever since the explosive fight with his sister, Bai Yu had been completely miserable. No matter how much Su Tang tried to comfort him, nothing worked. His voice was hoarse when he finally spoke to her. Tang, I want to be alone for a bit. He and his sister used to be so incredibly close. Sharing the same father, Bai Chi had always fiercely protected and cared for him. But ever since she married that pathetic krill shifter, they had done nothing but fight constantly. And now, he supposed their relationship was finally, permanently broken. Feeling completely suffocated, Bai Yu swam out to an isolated stretch of the sea. Spotting a swarm of krill floating in the water, he viciously swallowed a massive mouthful of them in one aggressive gulp. She kept playfully teasing them to vent her frustration. On the surface of the water, Tang let out a frustrated sigh. The little fish in the water slowly gathered toward her, swimming in circles around her tail. Tang's interest was piqued. She thought of her newly acquired powers. With just a flicker of her mind, a light blue breeze swept across the top layer of the sea. The water lifted the little fish high into the air, forming a dreamy, magical water curtain. Tang's eyes sparkled. As if another idea had just struck her, a pale green vine began to creep up along the edges of the water curtain, looking just like a beautiful custom frame. The little fish danced in midair, weaving playfully through the leafy vines. Looking incredibly magical and full of life, Tang completely lost herself in the beautiful sight, a soft smile playing on her lips. She felt a deep, unprecedented sense of peace. "What are you playing with?" Yun Li sat down right beside her, his warm, husky voice brushing against her ear like a soft kiss. Tang's heart skipped a beat. She tried her best to play it cool, though the glowing light at her fingertips trembled just a bit. "I was just so bored, so I decided to play around a little." Yun Li gave a soft, gentle nod. "It's absolutely beautiful." It was hard to tell if he was talking about the water curtain, or about her. She didn't know why, but whenever she was all alone with Yun Li, her heart would always start racing. Tang looked up at the endless sky above. "Are there really only sea beastmen here besides you? Are there no other kinds of beastmen at all?" Yun Li fell completely silent. His deep blue eyes followed her gaze toward the horizon. "When I was little, my parents used to tell me stories. There used to be sky beastmen. They had huge wings, and lived high up in the sky. But maybe it's just a myth." Yun Li thought of his parents, who had passed away far too soon. Sensing the sudden sadness in the man beside her, Tang quietly scooted closer, pressing against him until their warmth mingled together. "Yun Li, no legend is entirely without reason. Maybe sky beastmen really do exist somewhere out there." The ocean breeze suddenly turned sharp and cold, whipping at Yun Li's clothes. His eyes rippled with a deep, ocean-like sorrow. Tang, I wish I had a tribe of my own. If I had a tribe, you would have 2 entire tribes backing you up. Then no beastman would ever dare to bully you." Tang was totally caught off guard. Who was bullying her? To her, living in a large pack felt like being locked in a cage. She shook her head frantically. "I really don't like the idea of a tribe all that much." Yun Li stared at her intensely, his silence cutting like a knife. How could anyone not long for a pack? He remembered that mermaids always lived together with their clans. He was so incredibly jealous of Bai Yu. Bai Yu had met Tang first, and he clearly held more of her affection. He even had such a powerful tribe behind him. But Yun Li, he couldn't offer Tang a grand dowry. And he had no clan to offer her protection. A deep, bitter sense of inferiority dripped into his mind like black ink, churning violently. But in an instant, a quiet, lurking thread of purple shamanic energy greedily devoured those dark thoughts. Yun Li's heart suddenly grew eerily calm. Right after that, an entirely different, burning sensation surged through his body. His eyes widened in absolute shock. He clenched his jaw in utter embarrassment. His heat had suddenly hit him. Noticing that something was terribly wrong with Yun Li, Tang asked in a panic. "What's wrong? Where does it hurt?" Don't look," Yun Li begged, her voice breaking. Her burning cheek suddenly buried into her cold neck. Just hold me for a little bit." It was past noon. Gray shadows that blotted out the sun broke through the waves. A pod of 50-meter giant whale sharks crushed forward like moving mountains. The orca pod was instantly reduced to tiny ants. On top of the leading giant whale shark's head, Shiji, with her bright red tail, rode the waves and laughed wildly. "Oh, so sorry about that. We're taking this patch of the sea." The 2 beastmen standing on the whale sharks behind her were none other than Ruluo and Xishang. Tang's face darkened slightly, her gaze alert. The whale shark pod slowly approached. Their massive bodies, they are the absolute largest fish in the ocean. The momentum of them swimming over bit by bit was more overwhelming than an army of thousands. The orca beastmen of the Jinju tribe also slowly gathered around, their eyes fierce, ready at any moment to show these whale shark beastmen a thing or two. On the foremost whale shark, Shiji slowly and unhurriedly stroked her hair, and cast a disdainful glance at Tang. "You outsider mermaid. You wouldn't be this petty, right? Speaking of which, my brother also got married recently. The sea area where he had his wedding is much better than this one." After Shiji finished, she paused slightly. "Our sea spirit ginseng has been selling really well lately. We just got a lot of new treasures, and gave them all to Xishang as his dowry." The amber beads on her bracelet were transparent, delicate, and had a soft glow. "It really is beautiful." Tang wasn't provoked by Shiji's words at all, and said flatly, "What did you say?" Shiji stared at her in shock. Why is this mermaid reacting like this? Su Tang sighed helplessly, having no choice but to repeat it once more. Your bracelet. It really is beautiful. Shiji froze for a split second, then flew into a humiliating rage. Is this stupid fish too dumb to understand human speech? Well, since you guys aren't willing, then let your females hunt for us themselves to make up for it. There were only 3 females here, Bai Pei, Bai Qi, and Su Tang. As soon as Shiji's words came out, the orca beastmen's faces instantly turned furious. Shiji stood on top of a whale shark, looking as if victory was already hers. Her arrogant posture remained unchanged, even though a whale shark's size is twice that of an orca. The orcas were still not afraid in the slightest. They even opened their mouths with keen interest, baring their razor-sharp teeth, showing off to the inconspicuous great white sharks hiding amongst the whale shark pod. The two sides confronted each other. Time slipped away bit by bit. Suddenly, a gust of hurricane-force wind blew past, sweeping Shiji right off the whale shark's head. The crazy part was that this wind seemed to have eyes. It only blew Shiji away and no other beastman. Shiji popped her head out of the sea, her cold, glamorous face full of humiliation and anger. Bai Pei calmly emerged from the orcas. She looked mildly at the female thrashing among the giant whale shark pod. Her tone gentle, just like scolding a disobedient junior. Shiji, you are far too young. You really don't know your place. In an instant, Shiji's beautiful face twisted in rage. Her body furiously expanded, transforming into a whale shark. In a flash, her body continued to explosively grow, reaching 50 meters. She has a beast husband with a strength ability. Recently, after using a sea spirit ginseng to cleanse his spiritual sea, he successfully broke through to tier 5. Su Tang looked at Bai Pei with deep concern. Facing a whale shark the size of an entire island, Bai Pei, who was still in her human form, looked as tiny as an ant. Mother, she won't get hurt, right? Yun Li pursed his lips. His face was dead serious. She should be fine. Chief Bai's powers are incredibly strong. She won't lose to her. Su Tang was still overflowing with worry, anxiety swirling in her purple eyes. Bai Yu isn't here, can you help mother? But Yun Li shook his head, looking completely torn. I can't. This is a battle between females. Males aren't allowed to just step in. What? Su Tang's eyes widened in shock. They only had 3 females on their side in total. Since Bai Qi didn't have any powers, that left only her. Su Tang bit her lip. Bai Pei and Shiji were already locked in a brutal fight. The beastmen around them had backed way off, terrified of getting caught in the crossfire. The female whale shark seized her opening, lunging forward to swallow the orca chief whole while she was still in human form. But suddenly, the orca chief opened her mouth. A massive sonic wave blasted Shiji backward. She tumbled wildly through the water, desperately trying to shake off the sonic attack. Sister, Shi Chong cried out in a panic. Ru Sui, who was standing right beside him, wrapped an arm around his shoulder to comfort him. Don't panic. Ah, colossal whale shark thrashed in agony in the sea, every single movement kicking up monstrous, towering waves. Shi Chong gritted his teeth. That Bai woman took in so many beast husbands, with all sorts of endless powers. Sister can't beat her.